Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we are about not even 1 week away from the grudge match. We got beef in Sin City, baby. We got George Masvidal and Colby Covington. Big fight. Where do we even begin? There's a lot to dissect. There's a lot that's been said heading into this fight, not only from Colby and George, but from Kamaru Usman, obviously the welterweight champion, undisputed, so dominant. But this is about Masvidal and Covington. This is gonna be a great fight, guys. I know you're all tuning in already, but I thought it would be cool just to talk a little bit about obviously predictions that comes at the end, but kind of dissecting everything that has been said going into this fight, what it means, what seems to be real, what seems to be fake, and all the background stuff. Everyone knows a good backstory and a UFC headliner. Obviously this isn't a title fight, but who knows? It could be a title eliminator. We don't know. Uh, so let's start with what this fight means for George Masvidal. Masvidal, this is a big fight for him because Chael Sonnen, he said he respects Masvidal for taking this fight because it's a career ending fight if he loses. And my take on that is, that's a big statement just to say in general. But it is kind of true in some state. It's just, I don't want to say humiliation because you should never be embarrassed. How all the guts it takes to get into the octagon and actually fight with another man. That's crazy. Taking into account the history that these two fighters have, American Top Team, all of that. Dan Lambert, he's talked about. It seems like the beef's real, guys. I was a little bit skeptical, maybe recently, a few months to a year ago, because I don't know. It seemed like too good to be true. How could these guys have beef? They've known each other for so long, and I don't know. Now it seems kind of legit, and it's just obviously I don't know if you guys have been following the UFC YouTube channel. They've been posting little clips and episodes, stuff like that. It looks interesting, man, because they're getting takes from everybody, what they think, their opinions on why Colby wasn't at American Top Team is reportedly kicked out according to George Masvidal. But obviously Colby doesn't say he was kicked out. He just says he chose to leave. But in terms of going back to what I said before, George Masvidal, he does have a lot to lose. And Colby, Kamaru talked about it. Colby is asking for this fight, which is kind of he must see something that he knows he could take advantage of in George Masvidal, and I'm just curious to see what that is. Obviously, I personally think Colby wins this fight. I just think the pace, the conditioning is going to play such a big factor in this fight. He always comes with that gas tank is just ridiculous, and I just don't. Obviously, I think Masvidal, the main thing that could get him the W in this fight is his creativity. KOing Ben Askren, he KO'd Darren Till. All big wins, especially the Askren one, fastest knockout in UFC history. What was it, 5 seconds with a flying knee? They showed the crowd. Everybody was impressed. They had that Doc. They panned the camera to Doc Rivers, even Kamaru before he KO'd Masvidal himself and took care of that business. But I'm just a fan of Masvidal just because he's so entertaining. He's so enthusiastic. He just has that character that you have to follow. And then you got to be intrigued by Colby, who we all kind of know it's not. He's kind of playing a persona, but I feel like when you play that for so long, you also kind of start to live it, and you start these thoughts and this acting job kind of. It's slowly going to turn into your reality, and that's something that happens subconsciously. So Colby. The thing about Colby is, we already know that he's going to plan to use wrestling. He's going to take him down. From everything I've seen, not even before this fight was announced a long time ago, I'd watched those clips of them living together, and what it seems like is that Colby is obviously a way better wrestler. That's a given because of how his wrestling background, how accomplished he is uh, in wrestling, and then you have George, who has so many weapons when it comes to standing up. So it's going to be interesting to see. It really is going to depend on like three things. Like, uh, can Masvidal handle Colby Covington's pace, um, Masvidal's creativity, and whether or not Colby Covington's underestimating Masvidal. I know he's going to go into this fight confident, as he should. I expect him to be the favorite. I believe he's already a minus 345 favorite in most sports books, but that's besides the point, because we know in this fight game anything could happen. It's just tough for. I don't see Masvidal winning this fight, but I say that, but I know there's still that chance with his creativity that he could pull out something like a crazy elbow, a flying knee. Usman said it in an interview just like a few hours ago. He was like talking about how they both have different weapons, and it's just going to be tough. He also said he said something that's surprising. He said Colby Covington may be underestimating George Masvidal's ability to sprawl and defend takedowns. He thinks it's going to be harder for Colby to take George Masvidal down. He thinks it's going to be harder than Colby thinks. So that was interesting. So that's one thing I just want to see. That doesn't really even have to do with the actual outcome of the fight. It's just something I want to see from a technique, from the scientific standpoint of the sport. It's going to be interesting because Masvidal's been talking crazy. He's been saying, they asked him, what did they say? They said, something about the headline, and then they said he's like, Kobe might not make it. That's crazy, dude. That's some Connor stuff right there. When he went too far with Dustin, saying all that crazy stuff. Saying, I'm going to make him pay with his life. That's similar tier. But people are kind of accepting of it because it's Kobe. He talks a big game. He says some crazy stuff. So I guess anything goes in this matchup. And we're just 5 days away, maybe. What is it? Today's Monday here. I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but I know you guys are excited for this fight. I'm excited for this fight. My prediction, I kind of want to steal Kamaru Usman's prediction. I'll probably say, my prediction's similar to Kamaru Usman. The fight could really play out in two ways. Whether or not I could see Kobe potentially submitting him, but I see more of a unanimous decision for Kobe. That's just the decision that I'm thinking, and I like both guys. I love watching both guys, and the way they can sell a fight is tremendous. It's incredible. It's part of the sport. A lot of guys don't care about that stuff. They care about strictly the fighting. But if you have the energy and the ability to sell the fight from starting animosity, building all that hype for it, and then but it doesn't distract you from doing what you have to do in the octagon, then I think that's props to that guy, and I think that's an advantage in any way. It benefits both guys. So these press conferences coming up in 2-3 days, they're going to be ridiculous, man. I'll shoot a reaction video to those. I probably will, but I'm so excited for these fights. It's a big Saturday. Some friends are asking me to hang out and stuff on Saturday, but I said no, I can't. I need to be here by latest 8 o'clock. I'll watch the undercard, but I need to see everything that takes place at this event. So I don't want to miss anything, even before the fights. So I'm definitely gonna tune in. But final prediction. Sorry, I kind of shied away from the predictions question. So I would say Kobe in a unanimous decision, or Masvidal by KO, man. But it's just hard, because if I had to pick one, I'd lean towards the Colby Covington decision, because I don't know if George has that gas tank. And the most important thing to take into consideration is that Kamaru Usman fought Colby Covington and Masvidal 2 times. Kamaru couldn't stop Colby, and we're expecting Masvidal to stop Colby is hard. That's a hard prediction to make and hard thing to do. But his creativity is that's the factor that could easily switch the outcome of this fight. So there's so many things that I've talked about that could change the course of this fight, which makes it a great fight. That's why we're all tuning into this fight. We can't wait till Saturday night, Sin City, baby, Las Vegas. We can't wait to see what happens. Colby Covington, George Masvidal, tale of two foes, former friends. I'm also interested to see if whether or not they hash it out. Like they bury the hatchet and all this talk, it becomes water under the bridge, because that's honestly what I want to see at the end. Like I want to see all the trash talk at the press conference on Thursday and the ceremonial weigh-ins. I want to see all the smoke. I want to see all like the confrontations and stuff like that. But my favorite part about fighting is like once all that trash talk and all the confrontation is done, these guys have to get in the octagon together and deal with it. And at the end of that, I hope that they show their I don't want to say affection. That sounds weird. Like they're not lovers. I'm just saying like I think they are brothers. I think they do care about each other deep inside. But it's something we'll just have to wait and see if it happens. I hope so. But best of luck for both these fighters. I can't wait for this fight. I've said it 1,000 times. You guys are getting sick of it. But I know you guys are excited too. But yeah, that's basically going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoy the fight this weekend. Stay tuned on my YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button. Post notifications, all that. Let me know what you guys want to see more of in the comments. I'll probably do a little video on the weigh-in or the press conference and talk about it a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're here and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the constant support. I know I've been a little bit inactive, but hopefully there's more activity in these combat sports where I could talk about it for you guys. And if there's anything else you guys want to see, I could definitely pump out those videos for you guys. Just let me know. And peace. I'll see you guys later.